Lactose intolerance is an inability to digest a sugar called lactose, which is commonly found in milk. The reason your body can't absorb this is because the enzyme that's needed to break it down, called lactase, has gradually disappeared over the course of childhood. However, in some people, for example Northern Europeans, the lactase enzyme remains all the way into adulthood, which means we're able to enjoy products that contain lactose, such as milk, cheese and yogurts. People who suffer from lactose intolerance can still have milk protein, so there's no reason why they can't enjoy dairy products as long as the lactose content has been removed. People often ask me how they'll know if they've got lactose intolerance. What you'd probably notice is that about half an hour or so, maybe even up to an hour or two, after eating food that contains lots of lactose, such as plain cow's milk or cheese or yogurt, you'll start to experience symptoms such as bloating, stomach cramps, and a little while later get diarrhea. Sometimes you can get slightly different symptoms of having lactose intolerance. For example, bad skin, headaches, feeling of lethargy, but usually these would also be accompanied with the gastrointestinal symptoms as well. If you suspect that you might have a lactose intolerance, then there's a couple of different things you could do. Firstly, you could go and visit your GP and chat to him about what symptoms you're experiencing, and he may suggest some tests, such as a breath test or even a stool test, to get a better understanding of what the problem may be. Alternatively, you can try investigating the possibility of lactose intolerance yourself at home. Try cutting out all the main sources of lactose from your diet, replacing them with lactose-free alternatives to see if your symptoms get better. If, when you reintroduce lactose back into your diet, you find that your symptoms return, you can be sure that lactose intolerance is the problem. There's often a lot of confusion between irritable bowel syndrome and lactose intolerance. This isn't surprising because both of them have very similar symptoms. If you think you may suffer from one of these, it's worth having a chat with your GP about it. But you've got nothing to lose by trying an elimination diet, cutting lactose out of your diet completely for a week or two to see if your symptoms get better. After a couple of weeks, when you reintroduce lactose back into your diet, if your symptoms return, then there's a very good chance that the underlying problem is lactose intolerance.